All right, so the video stopped on number 30, right where we had the square root of 25 equals c squared. And the square root of 25 would be 5. So it's 5c is going to be 5 kilometers. Number 31. The distance between the bases on a baseball diamond is 90 feet as shown below. What is the distance d in feet between home plate and second base? Round your answer to the nearest whole number. So if you look at it, you have a right angle because you have the base of a triangle here. If you turn it this way, you have a right triangle, and this is our hypotenuse because the right angle always points towards the hypotenuse. So what is the distance that a catcher has to throw to second base? So we labeled A is 90, A is 90, B is 90, and then C is C. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. 90 squared plus 90 squared equals C squared. Then 90 squared is 8,100 plus 8,100 equals C squared. Add these two numbers together, you get 16,200 equals C squared. And then I took the square root of both of these, which gives me 127.3 C. But the question asked me to round your answer to the nearest whole number, so the nearest whole number would be 127 feet. Number 32. In Oak Park, a picnic table is located 70 feet from a water fountain. So my table, my water fountain are 70 feet. And 90 feet from the swings. So my picnic table is 90 feet from the swings. What is the longest possible distance that the water fountain can be from the swing? So I labeled the 90A and the 70B. So I'm trying to find the hypotenuse, which is across from the right angle. 90 squared is 8,100. 70 squared is 4,900, and that equals C squared. Add those two numbers together and you get 13,000. Square root of 13,000 and the square root of C squared is 114 feet. And that makes sense because the hypotenuse is your longest side. 33. A boat leaves a shipping dock and travels 72 miles due west. So I took the shipping dock from the shipping dock and we went 72 miles due west. And then 99 miles due north. Which is the closest to the straight line distance between the boat and the shipping dock? Okay, so if it's asking which is the closest, we're going to round our answer. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Once again, we have to locate that we are looking for the hypotenuse. This right angle is pointing towards that hypotenuse. So we labeled 99A and 72B. So we have 99 squared plus 72 squared equals C squared. 99 squared is 9,801. 72 squared is 5,184 equals C squared. Well, if you take the 9,801 plus 5,184, you're going to get 14,985 equals C squared. You take the square root of 14,985 and you get 122.4. Now remember, we have to round it, and since this is below 5, we're going to round down to 122 miles. 34 is that one that was identical to 28, so you can refer back to that. I went ahead and drew the picture, and you can see how we solved it, but it's the exact same answers because it's talking about the exact same measurements. So now let's look at 35. In the figure below, BD intersects AC at point B. What is the measurement of angle ABD? So it wants to know what is this measurement right here. It says, let me highlight it here. It says A, B, and D. So it wants to know what is this measurement. So the first thing I have to do is I have to realize that these are supplementary angles. And so you take 3x plus 10, you add it to 2x, and you get 180. Because supplementary angles equal 180 degrees. So you'll look how I'm adding the angles together. You can look on how I'm doing the color coordinating here. So now we're going to combine like terms, and we have 5x plus 10 equals 180. Subtract 10 on both sides. 5x equals 170. We divide by 5, divide by 5, x equals 34. Now, we're not done because the problem actually asked us, what is this measurement? What's the actual degree? So we found out what x was, so what we're going to do is we're going to plug x into this equation. So we have 3 times 34, because 34 is x, plus 10, and that equals 112 degrees. So the actual answer is 112. Number 36. Line L is parallel to line M. Line T is the transversal with angle measures as indicated below. Note the figure is not drawn to scale. What is the value of x? Well, we know that alternate interior angles are the exact same. So alternate interior angles means that this and this angle are the exact same, 3x plus 42. These are supplementary angles, which means they equal 180 degrees. So this angle plus this angle equals 180. So you take 5x minus 22 plus 3x plus 42 equals 180. And then we're just going to combine like terms again. And remember, you take this angle and you added it to this angle. And these angles together are 180. So now we combine like terms, and we get 8x negative 22 plus 42 is a positive 20 equals 180. Subtract 20. 8x equals 160. You're going to divide by 8. X equals 20. And the answer was find the value of x. So the value of x is 20. In the diagram below, angle HDA and angle ADR are supplementary angles. What's the value of x? So they want you to take this. Now supplementary, this means it equals 180. So we're just going to add up our angles to 180 and solve for x. 7x minus 3 plus 2x minus 6 equals 180. So we're just taking those angle measures, we're adding them together to equal 180, and we combine like terms. So 7x plus 2x is 9x, minus 9 equals 180. Add 9 to both sides because you have to do the opposite side, opposite sign. 9x equals 189. Divide by 9, and x equals 21. And it did say find the value of x, so we answered the question and we're done. All right, the last two here. It says, what is the distance between 4, 7, and negative 3, 9 on the coordinate grid? So you have x1, y1, x2, y2. So just label your ordered pairs right here. Now, if we're finding distance, we have to use our distance formula, which is x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Now we're just going to fill in the numbers that we have labeled with the ordered pairs. x2 is negative 3 minus x1, which is 4 squared, plus y2 is 9 minus 7 squared. So negative 3 minus 4 is negative 7 squared, plus you're going to subtract 9 from 7, 2 squared. Negative 7 squared is 49, plus 4. You add those two together, square root of 53. You put the square root of 53 in your calculator and you get D equals 7.3. So this process is just filling in the equation, the formula, and solving. Last one. What is the distance between point 1, 2, so this is x1, y1, and negative 3, 1, this is x2, y2. So we're going to write out our formula one more time here. x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. D equals, so x2 is negative 3 minus 1 squared. Y2 is negative 1 minus 2 squared. Now we just have to subtract what's in the parentheses. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4 squared. Plus negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3 squared. Now remember, when you're putting these in the calculator, you have to put the negative inside the parentheses. So when you're doing this, you have to say open parentheses negative 4 squared. Otherwise, it's not squaring it properly. So we have 16 plus. You do the same thing. Make sure you put your negative 3 inside the parentheses. And this is 9. Now I just hit this button right here underneath this x squared. And that's what gives me my little square sign right here. All right. So now we have D equals 16 plus 9, which is 25. Take the square root of 25, and D equals 5.